Now, I know what you're all thinking, but I promise you, this time, it was not my fault. Ugh, I was so happy. Oh, all the way back in July, I was getting in the swing of things, uploading more to YouTube, and I was, really getting back into the swing of things. And then I decide I should upgrade my computer. Oh, not on a whim, like that. I was looking into upgrades for a while, and I needed. I think I mentioned this actually. I needed a. I wanted a better computer for the upcoming gaming area, being able to be a PC gamer. So I sent my PC out to a guy I met in Ohio, because he managed to get me a really great deal on components, and, well, I have my new computer, and, I'll give you a quick rundown. I got like a 3.5 gigahertz i7 processor, an NVIDIA GTX 760 video card. It's really nice, and a hard drive upgrade and a few other things. But oh my god, snafu after problem after tribal curse after conspiracy against me. Oh my god, it took 7 weeks. 7 weeks to get my computer back. And it's not the guy's fault. It's so many different things. Okay, so it was supposed to only take like a weekend. It was supposed to be like 4-5 days max. I was gonna get it back. Send it out to him. He was gone for the weekend. Fine. He started working on it. Everything's going fine. It turns out the processor I wanted to use that I sent him is incompatible with the motherboard he got me, so I had to order. And so it couldn't really. I basically had to get a new processor. Fine. It'll make the computer better. No point in skimping at this point if it's going to be a really big deal. If it's going to be a powerful PC in the future. So I hope he tries to order and pick it up. Doesn't work. I put it on my credit card, but because he's trying to pick it up, he needs, my license to pick it up with the credit card, even though, so that didn't work. So then I had to wait for him to have money in his account for him to order, for him to pick it up. And this is, like, every single problem is a whole nother week. And then he finally puts it together, and he tries, and then now it's time to send the fucker to me. Oh my god, this was the biggest fucking headache. He sends it through, like, his company, tells the guy to send it to me in FedEx, and it just doesn't get done over the weekend. They just don't send it out. It's not even shipped yet. So he raises hell with that guy. It gets sent out. It's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be delivered on like a Saturday. And it turns out it's getting shipped to the wrong address because it was supposed to be shipped to my home address, which I sent, but the return address, because I sent it from a UPS store. So they were trying to send it back to the UPS store. So then I needed this, like, no, send it to this address, my address. Okay, but you need to be able to supply the address that it was going to. Like, it took a while to find out that he was even going to the UPS store. It's just like, you need to know the address it's going to be able for us to change it. And then I'm like, but if it was sent to a incorrect address, like a typo, how could we possibly give you that information? And I couldn't get an answer. And I tried calling back the next day. This person, oh yeah, sure, we'll send it to that address, no problem. Ugh. No consistency. Whatever, it's getting sent. And we finally get it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm just so exhausted at this point. It finally gets to my house. And I try to, hook it all up. Fingers crossed. Beep, 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 mew. CPU fan error. I'm like, oh god. And now, over the next 2 weeks, yes, I've had this computer for at least 2 weeks. I open it myself, find out that during the transit, the transit was so sloppy, it gets knocked around. The fan covering the processor gets knocked loose. It's just hanging inside the hull of the PC by itself. Anyway, fixing it wasn't a problem. You only had to reapply thermal paste and screw it back in. I was able to do that fine. It manages to boot up. But because it got knocked loose, there was like a reboot or something. It got like defaulted in transit, and so all my data on my old hard drive is gone. All of it, all like 1.8 terabytes, and I'm just like, okay. I'm just at a loss for words at this point. People are like, you didn't back it up before you sent that. I'm like, where the hell was I supposed to back it up? I had 1.8 terabytes of shit and nowhere to put it. So it's like, alright. The worst thing that I lost were my YouTube videos that I uploaded. Music, it can all get gotten back in time. Some game data was lost, like for Fallout. It's like anything that wasn't synced up to Steam, I couldn't get back. But, since the PS3 hard wipe and a few other things, I'm kind of used to losing data at this point. Yeah. So, and I tried to get my. Apparently, Google has a feature called Google Takeout, where you can re-download all the stuff you uploaded. All the stuff you uploaded in, the original format. I'm like, oh, good, and I'm able to get some of my stuff back. The problem is I have 333 videos uploaded, so it's gigs and gigs and gigs and gigs of data that they have to compile, and it's not all working, and it takes a long ass time for that shit to get together. And then it's only available for a certain amount of time, and if you try downloading too much, then it just, oh god, and then of course, and all this time I'm trying to get my files back. I have to reinstall Adobe. I have to, get all this shit configured again, hook up my recording device again, and then just a separate fuck you. Now I look onto my account, and now I have a copyright strike from my Disgaea 4 video. With the compilation of all the enemy attacks. Just one single studio is making a claim on one of the 30 audio segments I used. And at first just the audio was muted, and so I complained because it falls under fair use. I tried to get that thing removed, but then copyright strike. Now I'm back to the fucking 15-minute upload maximum again, and I hate that so much. I'm fighting it. I sent in 2 copyright strike counter complaints saying this is fair use. I used a bare minimum of this thing throughout the whole entirety of the video. I don't need permission. You can't take this down. I was a bit worried at first, but I looked into it. No one has ever been sued on YouTube for copyright infringement, supposedly. From what I looked, I couldn't find anything. And, you know, you just have to go through the process because for this pro-corporation bullshit. It's, you know, not, you know, so much for innocent until proven guilty, you know. Whoever makes a claim, and you can make a claim on pretty much any video. And now the person who uploaded the video has to prove that it's safe, as opposed to whoever's just claiming the ID. And that can be anyone. And then you have to go through that whole fucking process. And meanwhile, my account is fucked up as a result. Oh, and also, just by the way, any of my videos, and there's about almost 100 of them, anything that has a content ID claim on it from someone else, I'm not allowed to re-download through Google Takeout.